world where everyone wants to be seen, what happens to those who choose to stay unseen? Why do some of the most powerful minds, the most peaceful spirits, the most enlightened souls walk quietly in the shadows while others clamor for the light? And more importantly, what would happen to your life, your peace, if you stopped trying to be noticed? Watch this video to the end, because we're going to uncover a truth that runs deeper than ego, louder than applause, and more powerful than visibility. Drop a comment right now. Have you ever felt more peaceful when you pulled away from the spotlight, when you didn't explain yourself, when you let your presence speak for itself? The world tells you to rise, shine, speak up, stand out. But ancient wisdom says something else. It says withdraw, observe, let go, dissolve. And not because you're weak, but because your power is rooted in silence. The Buddha didn't shout. He didn't parade. He didn't convince anyone. He simply embodied truth. And truth doesn't need attention. It needs presence. From the outside, a low profile might look like hiding, but from the inside, it is clarity. It is self-mastery. When you no longer need the world to validate you, you begin to hear your own voice again. You begin to see through illusion. You begin to act not to impress, but to align. And suddenly, you're no longer at the mercy of every opinion, every expectation, every passing trend. Why don't the wise seek attention? Because they understand that attention is a fire. It can warm you, but it can also burn you. It feeds the ego while starving the soul. The more you chase being seen, the more invisible you become to yourself. But when you pull back, not out of fear, but out of understanding, something changes. You become light, not the kind that flashes, but the kind that glows, quiet, lasting, pure. There's something deeply liberating about being low-key in a high-volume world. When you don't post everything, when you don't explain yourself constantly, when you do your work in silence and let the results speak louder than your words ever could, this is the way of the sage. Well, not to shrink, but to root deeply. Not to hide, but to become still enough to see clearly. And in that stillness, you find a kind of freedom that noise can never offer. In Buddhist teachings, humility isn't about self-deprecation. It's not about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking about yourself less. About stepping back so that truth can step forward. About becoming empty so that wisdom can enter. About realizing that the universe doesn't revolve around you, and yet you are a vital part of it. That paradox of being both nothing and everything is the doorway to peace. Let's talk about what happens when you stop trying to impress. You stop performing. You stop draining your energy trying to be someone, and that energy, it comes back to you. It becomes creativity. It becomes focus. It becomes peace. Your mind becomes spacious. Your heart becomes quiet. You start moving with purpose, not pressure, with grace, not force. Have you ever met someone who didn't talk much, didn't flash much, but their presence just settled the room? That's power. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that resonates. It comes from integrity, from alignment, from doing the inner work in silence and letting the results unfold naturally. This is the path of humility, of choosing depth over display, meaning over noise. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The most precious gift we can offer is our presence, not our perfection, not our performance, just presence." And presence doesn't need to be advertised, it needs to be lived. When you are rooted in who you are, you don't need to broadcast it. People feel it, even if they don't know what it is. That quiet strength, that deep calm, that invisible alignment. But society won't celebrate this. It rewards the loud, the bold, the visible, and that's okay. Because when you stop needing the world to see you, you start seeing yourself. And that's where true power lives, in the quiet conviction of knowing who you are, even when no one's looking. especially when no one's looking. Think of the bamboo. It bends but doesn't break. It grows silently, humbly, with deep roots. It doesn't compete with the trees around it. It simply rises, not for show, but because growth is its nature. You too can grow like that, quietly, steadily, without needing to announce your every move, without needing the world's applause. And this doesn't mean you can't be seen. It means you no longer need to be. You're not hiding. You're honoring your energy. You're choosing where and how to show up. You're withdrawing from the things that drain you so you can focus on the things that feed your soul. That is wisdom. That is self-respect. When you walk the path of humility, you stop asking, "Do they see me?" and start asking, "Am I aligned?" You stop needing the crowd and start valuing solitude. And in that solitude, you reconnect with the sacred, with the part of you that doesn't need approval to exist, that doesn't shrink or swell based on who's watching. That simply is. The Buddha wasn't famous when he started teaching. He wasn't trying to build a following. He was trying to end suffering. His focus wasn't attention, it was compassion. And that's why his message endured, because truth doesn't need a spotlight. It needs sincerity. And the same is true for you. You don't need to shine louder. You need to shine truer. There is power in being unbothered, in doing the inner work without broadcasting it, in becoming so anchored in your values that you don't flinch when others misunderstand you. There is power in being misunderstood and not correcting people, because you're not here to be understood. You're here to live your truth, and the ones who are meant to understand will. Drop a comment below and tell me, when was the last time you chose silence over explanation? When was the last time you let your work speak instead of your words? These moments, they are not small. They are sacred. They are signs that you are walking the path not of ego, but of essence. When you no longer need to be seen, you start seeing more. The world opens up in ways that noise had always kept hidden. You notice things others miss. The subtle shifts in energy. The quiet pain behind smiles. The truth beneath the surface. This is the vision of the still heart, the mind that doesn't clamor, but listens. And from this vision, you act not to impress, but to ease suffering. Not to stand out, but to stand with, to stand for, to serve. Buddhist monk Ajahn Chah once said, "Do everything with a mind that lets go. Do not expect praise or reward. That's not a denial of your worth. That's a liberation from the trap of needing others to validate it. When you no longer perform for applause, your actions become pure, your motives become clean, and your heart becomes light." Many chase status thinking it will bring peace. But peace doesn't come from being at the top. It comes from not needing a top at all, from being rooted so deeply in your being that you can sit quietly at the bottom, watching the world rise and fall around you, untouched. Not uncaring, but unmoved by vanity, detached from the illusions of superiority or inferiority. Let's talk about energy. Every time you seek attention, you give your power away. You place your sense of self in someone else's hands. Will they like me? Approve of me? Accept me? That's not freedom. That's slavery in disguise. But when you turn inward, when you act from principle rather than popularity, you reclaim that energy. You protect your sacred fire, and it burns brighter, not for others to see, but for you to live by. Some of the wisest beings who have ever walked this earth were completely unknown in their lifetimes. They lived quietly, worked humbly, prayed in silence, loved without needing to be loved back. Their power wasn't in what they owned. It was in what they let go of. Their lives didn't make headlines, but their presence changed everything they touched. That's the legacy of the low-profile soul. You might feel out of place in a world addicted to validation, but that discomfort is a compass. It's pointing you back to authenticity, back to meaning, back to the deep river beneath the surface waves. Don't ignore it. Don't numb it, follow it. It will lead you to yourself. And here's a truth many avoid. The need to be seen often comes from a wound, a longing to be acknowledged, to feel real. But you don't need to be seen to exist. You need to see yourself, to acknowledge your own worth, even if no one else ever does. That's where healing begins. Not when others notice you, but when you no longer need them to. In Buddhist practice, we are taught to dissolve the ego, not to destroy ourselves, but to realize we were never separate to begin with, that our true self is vast, connected, and whole. And this self, this awakened being, does not crave attention. It radiates peace. It moves gently. It loves silently. It serves without recognition. There is something sacred about being small in a world obsessed with size, about being soft in a culture that equates loudness with strength, about being slow in a time that worships speed. These choices are not weakness, they are wisdom. They say, I will not be swept away by the current. I will stand still and see. And when you do that, when you stop racing, stop reaching, stop needing, you begin to live. You begin to savor and you begin to create, not for an audience, but for the act itself. You begin to speak, not to be heard, but to offer something real. You begin to love not to be loved, but because love itself is your nature. There is a kind of humility that does not bend, but rises, that doesn't shrink, but deepens, that doesn't stay silent out of fear, but out of strength. This humility is not passive, it's powerful. It holds space, it transforms rooms. It heals by being, not by doing. And you carry that power, you just have to remember it. Let go of the idea that impact comes from visibility. Impact comes from intention. A single kind word in private can ripple louder than a viral post. A quiet act of compassion can echo longer than a performance. What matters is not how many see you, but what they feel when they do. And often, the ones who affect us most are the ones who never tried to. You are not here to collect eyes. You are here to open hearts. And hearts open not through noise, but through resonance, through truth, through presence. So live your truth in silence if you must. Let your life be your message. Let your stillness be your power. Let your love be your legacy. And if no one applauds, applaud yourself. You are walking a rare path, a sacred one that few choose because it is not glamorous, but it is true. And truth doesn't need glitter. It needs grounding. Drop a comment below if you're learning to live more quietly, more intentionally, more soulfully. Share how stepping back from attention has opened up space for peace in your life. Let others know that they are not alone in walking this gentler, wiser path. Because in the end, it's not about how many people saw you. It's about how deeply you saw yourself. And that is the real beginning of freedom.